What's up, you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Marie. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you're already a part of the Amanda Marie family, then welcome back. Over here on my channel, I love to discuss fragrances and I love to smell good. I am a fragrance lover, a frag head, a big frag head. Yes, I love fragrances, okay? I would love for you to join my fragrance family. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. All right, you guys, we're gonna get into it. You guys know I have been on a fragrance buying frenzy, okay? I've been buying fragrances left and right. So I decided to do like a haul video, and then I would come back and I would discuss fragrances in detail with you guys, because sometimes the haul videos can be very long, and if I'm discussing notes and all those good things, it just gets too long and you guys get bored and you guys might click off. So I decided to break up these videos. So in the process of re-evaluating my fragrance collection and kind of narrowing down fragrances that I really want in my collection and those that I don't want. So I'm steadily rotating fragrances in and out of my collection. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into this video. So we're gonna get into it right now. This is Apple Brandy on the Rocks by Kilian. This is a part of his liqueurs collection. You know, he came out with the liqueurs probably at the end of 2020. Maybe like he came out with the liqueur collection probably September of 2020. I'm thinking it was, I don't know, the days and months and everything is flying by. You guys know it's almost Christmas. I hate to think about it, but he has added 2 new fragrances to his collection, and the one that I have is Apple Brandy. I do want to smell the other one. I cannot pronounce the name, Lafarge or something like that. Forgive me, okay? But I heard that one is pretty strong. Smells like patchouli, maybe a little bit of licorice and sugar. Anyway, this one is very light. I will pop the notes up here so you guys can see it. Now, he does have a fragrance already in his collection called Apple Brandy. It is totally different from this one, okay? And I will get into that here in a second, because I do have a decant of the Apple Brandy, so I've smelled it and I can make a pretty good comparison. Okay, so I did do a first impression of this fragrance on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, please go down into the description box and follow me. You guys, I do a lot of Instagram and TikTok videos, and oftentimes when I get fragrances like this, I will debut it first on my Instagram, on my TikTok. So if you're interested in buying fragrances as they first come out, you should probably follow me on Instagram. The original Apple Brandy that's on the site is a little bit more thicker, it's more heavier. It's really more like a what do I want to say? It's more like a drink, like a cocktail, like a cognac type of fragrance in that way, you know, like a liqueur. Even though this is a liqueur, but it's on the rocks. So this one is fresher, it's lighter, it's airier. It's definitely reminiscent of a fragrance that would be, or I should say a drink that would be on the rocks, you know. So at initial spray, I get pineapple, I get cardamom. Also in this fragrance, in the middle is rum, vanilla, moss, and in the base you get ambroxan and cedar. I do get the rum in this fragrance as well. Some of the other notes are not coming through as much as the pineapple and the cardamom. I do get the bergamot. Bergamot is in the top. The bergamot is giving this fragrance a little bit of a citrusy type of smell. I do get the vanilla and the dry down. The cardamom and the pineapple notes very prominent in this fragrance. The cardamom almost comes off a little bit spicy as well. So if you're not into spicy scents, you may not like this. So at the end of the day, I would say this is a fresh, lighter airier apple brandy, a spin of off the apple brandy fragrance. But again, the pineapple is very prominent. You smell it in the beginning, and the cardamom. Those are really the two notes I get the most in this fragrance. Barely do I get the rum in it. I get hints of it. It's there, it's not prominent, but I do get it. Something else I wanted to mention about this fragrance. I don't know. This fragrance reminds me of Valentino Umo Yellow Dream. If you have that fragrance, then you know where I'm coming from, because that fragrance has a note of pineapple, ginger. I think there's some spicy notes, spices in that fragrance as well. So this kind of reminds me of that in a way, but this one too is lighter than the Valentino. So it's a good fragrance. Now, when I rank fragrances, I do rank them on appearance and notes and smells and things like that. Would I say this is a safe blind buy? Yes. If you're into pineapple, if you like cardamom, those two combined really play well together. So if you like those two notes, I think this would be a safe blind buy for you. Is it something that you just need to run out and get right away? I would say no. I would say wait until it comes out on the counters at the Kilian stores, smell it, and then make your decision at that point. But if you feel like you just need to have it, I say this is a very safe blind buy. So I would rank this a 10 out of 10. As far as the presentation, I love the glass. It reminds me of a drinking glass, you know, you would fix your cocktail in or whatever. It's very solid. Of course, the top is plastic, but it makes a beautiful piece for your display. The fragrance is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's creative. You guys know Kilian is very creative in that way when it comes to making or creating his fragrances. I don't know the perfumer behind it, but credit to that perfumer, because he created a very nice, lovely fragrance. So again, I would give it a 10 out of 10. I don't think I've talked about this fragrance, but you may have heard me mention it a time or two over the last couple of weeks, especially if you follow me on the other social media platforms. But I took a trip down to the cosmetic company store, and I was on the hunt for some Tom Ford fragrances. I actually got lucky. I really wanted the Lost Cherry, but I ended up walking away with some goodies. They didn't have the Lost Cherry. But this is Tom Ford's Noir Parfum. Okay, I do have the Tom Ford Noir Extreme, which I think is targeted for men, even though it says it's for men or women. But this one is a parfum version. This is the one that is made for the ladies. Okay. And it is very reminiscent of the Tom Ford Noir Extreme, the one that I already have. But this one is more feminine. This is more pretty, okay? This has a very feminine, sexy vibe to it. And this is the 3.4 ounce bottle. Now this usually goes for about $190, but I got it for $80. So you guys know I couldn't pass up on a deal like that, so I had to get it. Let's go ahead and spray it. Now I can already, at initial spray, it does have some of the same notes as, oh, that's pretty. Oh, it does have some of the same notes as the Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Before we get into that, this bottle is pretty. Now on the bottle that I have, maybe because I have a small bottle, but there's a T and an F carved out on the sides. I think that is so sexy. I love Tom Ford's bottles, packaging, everything, okay? So in this fragrance, in the top is the ginger. That's what it is, the ginger and the orange. I don't think there's any ginger in the Noir Extreme, but at the top in this fragrance you get ginger, bitter orange, mandarin orange, and bergamot. So yes, this fragrance is opening up a bit spicy, a bit citrusy. In the middle you get calufai, rose, orange blossom, jasmine. In the base you get vanilla, amber. In the base you get vanilla, amber, sandalwood, and something called mastic. Okay, or lentesic. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't know what that is. Lentesic. I'll have to look that up. But you guys, this is so beautiful. It reminds me a lot of fall because of the spices. I would assume, you know, when fall comes around, you pull out your sweaters and your coats and your boots, and you even start to cook. I can't speak for y'all, but my menu that I cook at home starts to change. Like, I have a menu that I cook pretty much the same thing every week, but when the weather changes, I feel like I can incorporate heavier foods like chili and, you know, a lot of baked dishes. And that is what this is reminding me of. It's reminding me of fall time, pumpkin spice and Halloween, and just I'm getting those vibes from this fragrance. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I even kind of almost like this fragrance more than I like the Noir Extreme. The Noir Extreme is heavy on the nutmeg. There is no nutmeg in this fragrance, but I feel like I like them both. But if I had to pick one, I probably would pick this one. I probably could wear them together, layer them together. I'm gonna try it and see. Time for Noir Parfum. This is really, really pretty. Getting all the fall vibes, the leaves changing, you know, the grass turning colors. Does my grass turn? You know what? I think my grass turns yellow in the fall. I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Okay, now this next fragrance I want to talk about is, I'm on the fence with it. I am on the fence with it, I have to say. Anyway, this is Prada LaFemme. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. You guys probably see a nice little dent in it already. That is because I decanted some for my daughter. She actually really likes this fragrance. Now, before y'all start in the comments, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying that. But the beeswax in this fragrance is something that I have to get used to, okay? And the funny thing about it is, a lot of fragrances that I have been adding to my collection have a honey note, okay? And I would say beeswax is honey. That's what I would say. Now, in this fragrance, let's go over the notes. Okay, so in the top you get magnolia, you get bergamot, carrot seeds. In the middle you get frangipani, tuberose, lang lang, iris, spices. In the base you get beeswax, vanilla, and vetiver. Now, again, I forgot to rank this one. Hold on. I forgot to rank this. I give it a 10 out of 10, period. Sexy, gorgeous, you need it in your life, okay? 10 out of 10. All right, back to I don't know why I keep forgetting to rank my fragrances. Okay, back to this. Now, there are two things in this fragrance that has me on the fence, and it is the tuberose and it is the beeswax or the honey note in the fragrance. Besides that, I think this fragrance is really gorgeous. It's giving me sophisticated vibes. It's giving me fall time. I don't know, I feel like this would be a really nice fall, wintertime fragrance, especially daytime type of scent. I wouldn't necessarily go for this at night, but so the notes that I do like in this fragrance is the magnolia, the frangipani, and the iris. In the vetiver and spices, of course, but I am really digging iris. Iris to me comes off like a lipstick type of smell, if you can imagine that, what that smells like. But I think this is pretty. So the opening of this fragrance I am not in love with. It's in the dry down for me. The dry down is where it's at with this fragrance, because I remember when I first got it, I sprayed it on my skin, and about 30 minutes into, you know, me doing whatever I was doing, I went back to it and smelled it, and it was gorgeous. No, I don't know what it is about intense versions of fragrances. I am going to get that one, and I feel like I'm gonna like it way better than this one. And then I will probably put this one up on my Mercari, or I may gift it to my daughter if she wants it, because she actually enjoys this. But yeah, I have the strangest feeling I'm going to prefer the intense version of this fragrance. I don't know why, but it's something that I have to see, because I'm not necessarily in love with this version. Okay, so because of the presentation, okay, let's look at the bottle. It's very unique. The back is kind of giving me like a leathery embossed type of vibe, because it has Prada embossed here in the back. You probably cannot see it on camera, but I love the top. I think the bottle is unique. Okay, so I like that. Two things I don't like is the tuberose and the beeswax or honey note. So for that, I'm gonna give this fragrance a 7 out of 10. So, but we'll see. Everything is not all lost, because I want to try the Prada. I want to try the LaFemme Intense. No, I've not heard anybody talk about the Intense version. If you have it, comment down below. Let me know. Let me know if you have both of them. Let me know. Do a comparison down below, and if you think I should get it. Okay. Okay. So this next fragrance is from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and this is Deluxe. Now I have. Listen, let me just go ahead and spray this. You know, Tiziana Terenzi has not disappointed me. She has not disappointed me, honey. She is coming with the bangers. Do you hear me? The bangers, okay? The notes in this fragrance, in the top, you get coffee, you get white hyacinth, you get iris. In the middle, you get Turkish rose, vanilla, opanox. In the base, you get honey. What is going on? Gosh. Honey, musk, amber, and cedar. I just finished talking about a fragrance that had honey in it. I don't know. Maybe honey is a note that I really need to dive into. I don't know. What I love about this fragrance is the coffee note. You guys, I'm a sucker when it comes to coffee, period. Okay, I love to drink it. I love coffee ice cream. I love like eating the coffee beans. Y'all know them chocolate covered coffee beans from Starbucks? Love those. Okay, I love this. Now this is gonna be perfect for the cooler months. So the notes I get in this besides the coffee is rose, vanilla. I get that amber. The amber gives this fragrance a very warm vibe, warmness, and then the cedar gives it some woodiness. So this is a heavy hitter. Okay, definitely a heavy hitter. Would I blind buy this? If you're into coffee, if you're into rose, I would say yes. Now the rose is very pretty. It kind of reminds me of the rose that's in Delina. That's what this reminds me of. Now that I'm thinking about it, this reminds me of Delina in a way. Delina exclusive, because I have the exclusive. I don't have the original. Just imagine the rose and vanilla in Delina, and then you add a note of coffee. You get Deluxe. That is what I get from this fragrance. Very beautiful. It has a sweetness to it from the vanilla, and so does the Delina. And I'm pretty sure the honey in this is giving it some additional sweetness as well. But this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Extremely sexy, okay? Sexy on 10. You hear me? Sexy in a bottle. Beautiful. One of my favorite Tiziana Terenzi fragrances. I don't have a lot, but this is right there, top 5. I have 3 right now. Do I have 3? Yes, I have 3. I'm gonna give this fragrance a 10 out of 10. Yeah, Deluxe. Okay, so this is my last fragrance. You're probably gonna see me mention this fragrance in an upcoming haul video. I don't know if this video will come out before that. Yeah, I think it will. So you've probably already seen me talk about this fragrance. This is BDK's Smoking Rouge. I finally added to my collection. I received a sample of this fragrance several weeks back from, who sent me that? Decant X sent me some samples, and it included a sample of Smoking Rouge. I fell in love with the fragrance on sight, okay? Soon as I sprayed it on my skin, I loved it. You guys know I've been on a cherry kick. This is Cherry Coca-Cola. It is so beautiful. This was the last fragrance that I wanted to add to my collection that carried a note of cherry. So I think at current moment, I'm good on the cherry fragrances because now I have about 3 or 4 I can rotate, okay? But this was the last one. I needed this one. So in the top of this fragrance, you get cherry, you get pink pepper, you get bergamot. In the middle, you get black vanilla husk, heliotrope, orange blossom. In the base, you get tonka bean, cashmere wood, white musk, ambroxan, labdaman, and violet. I don't have an issue with any note in this fragrance. Every last note I like in this fragrance. The cherry, the pink pepper gives it something a little bit spicy. I don't get too much of the bergamot. I definitely get the vanilla. It's giving this fragrance sweetness. Of course, the orange blossom, you guys know that's gonna give it a sweet smell too. And it's also gonna give it like a syrupy type of vibe in the dry down. The tonka bean is gonna give it some more spice, a nice spice kick. That's what I get from this fragrance. And the ambroxan, just in my opinion, gives the fragrance that razzle dazzle that I love. This is delicious. This is gorgeous. It just reminds me of, you know, cherry Coke, okay? It reminds me of, I don't know if y'all did this, but when I was a kid, my grandmother used to eat ice cream every night, and she would have ice cream and I would turn mine into, she would make a bowl for me, and I would be like, no grandma, put mine in a cup. And I would put Coke over my ice cream, or I would put root beer over my ice cream and turn it into a float. That is what this is reminding me of. It's reminding me of my childhood. I guess this, you know, I love fragrances when they do that to me. Yeah, this fragrance is a cherry Coca-Cola poured over vanilla ice cream. All right, now would I blind buy this? Probably not. I would not recommend you blind buy it. I would say watch some videos. I would say get a decant. If you can smell this in the stores, I would say that it's probably going to be in Saks or Neiman Marcus. Neiman Marcus carries a lot of niche, high-end niche fragrances. So I would say go out and smell it. Now, if you and I enjoy the same type of fragrances, then you probably would be okay blind buying this. This does put me in the frame of mind of fragrances like Benevolence, okay? It does have a slight little medicinal smell to it, but I don't mind that. Because there's, truth be told, there's some things, like I work in a clinic, right? There's some things that we use in a clinical setting that smell very medicinal that I love. I don't know what it is, but it is, I love to smell those type of things. So the medicinal note doesn't bother me, and then it doesn't last throughout the longevity of the fragrance anyway. So now I might hurt some of y'all feelings out there, okay? And I'm not talking bad about the fragrance, but you know I gotta keep it 100. This fragrance lacks in projection a little bit, but it more so lacks in longevity. I just have to say that. This is definitely gonna be like, when I wear this for whatever I'm doing, I'm definitely gonna have to take a little decant with me to top off every now and again, because I'm thinking this is probably, I haven't given it a full day's wear yet, but I did wear it. I sprayed it last night, and I'm just saying, like within an hour, the projection and longevity started to be very questionable. Okay, I would just say that. But I'm going to have to give this fragrance an 8 out of 10. Okay, I have to knock a couple of points off for the projection and the longevity. I just have to. So, but I still think that this is a very gorgeous fragrance and very unique on top of that. Okay, so this is Smoking Rouge by BDK. All right, you guys, those were my rankings for the week. Comment down below if you have any fragrances that I've mentioned in this video. Comment, let me know what you think about them. If you have the Prada LaFemme Intense, get in the comments and let me know what you think about it before I order it. Okay, if you're into fragrances, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell, that way you'll be notified every time I upload a video. I try to put a video out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The last couple of Fridays I have been extremely busy, so I've been kind of falling short on that, but your girl is gonna get back on. She's gonna get right back. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.